Stop.
Oh, hey man. What are you doing here?
No, don't do it. You don't want to know what is about to happen when you open that game.
Dude, I can handle Sonic Chronicles, shitty Wii games, even Sonic Boom and Sonic Forces. Okay, I can handle this.
This thing is a work of horror, conjured up by the devil himself. SL, for the sake of the channel, for the sake of your well-being, do not play this wretched cash grab.
Look, I legitimately think I can handle this, okay? How am I? Okay, I admit, it was actually that bad.
See, I wasn't joking around about that.
Well, dude, thanks for the revival. I definitely needed it. Since you're here, do you want to stay and, review some 3D Sonic with me?
No problem, and sure thing.
Oh god, after the hell that was Sonic 4, I could really use a good pick-me-up. Sure, my favorite game of all time works. Yuji Naka and the Japanese development team travel back to Japan to make Nights into Dreams. During this time, Sony releases their first console to PS1.
Your worst nightmare has arrived. Pack up your stuff. I got a little surprise for you here. Check it out. What do you think about that? We got real-time, 3D, lush organic environments. How's that make you feel, buddy? Feel a little like your days are numbered? I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. You're hurting my elbow.
Sega needs a Sonic game to save the Saturn. This is when Sonic Jam and Sonic R are made, but they're not enough to save Sega from the dent the PlayStation put in their company. As well as that, Mario's out for revenge what it did during the Genesis days.
Time to die, Sonic.
Mario starts to seal Sonic's fading fame with Super Mario 64. The path they had to do was clear. Ditch the Saturn, make a better console, and an even better Sonic game. The question was, how do we change Sonic without it feeling unnatural? The original Sonic 1 team talked about how to move Sonic going forward, and what to do with him in a 3D setting. Luckily, the devs finished in time for it to be a launch title for their new system, as the game and console were actually sold out in hours. Which game am I talking about? Well, if you know anything about me, the answer should be obvious. Sonic Adventure has 6 stories for each of the playable characters that run simultaneously through the game. You can play as Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, new characters E102 Gamma, and...
Oh no, he's got my little buddy. Whoa! Oh, now what am I gonna do?
The story actually starts at the beginning of Knuckles' story, surprisingly. The Master Emerald on Angel Island breaks due to a water monster. Angel Island falls down to Earth because the Master Emerald is now gone. Meanwhile, in the Mystic Ruins, Froggy is a Chaos Emerald and meets that water monster. The Chaos Emerald causes Froggy to absorb the monster's tail. Big, being concerned for his frog best friend, goes to search for him while Knuckles is searching for pieces of the Master Emerald. Later that night, Sonic sees cop cars chasing the liquid monster, which Sonic temporarily stops. Next morning, Sonic saves Tails from a plane crash and discovers that Tails found a Chaos Emerald and tries to use it to power his plane. After an encounter with...
I am Dr. Robotnik, the greatest scientific genius in the world.
Chaos the water monster gains power every time it eats a Chaos Emerald. Sonic and Tails decide to go after the Chaos Emeralds to stop Eggman and Chaos from getting to them first. As being taken out of all the Chaos Emeralds, Sonic and Tails are separated. Sonic meets Amy, who seconds ago found a bird who lost his family. Eggman's newest robot, Gamma, is powered on for the first time. Okay, sorry for the lore dump, but that was all the necessary info. Now, how about we take a break from story and we talk about gameplay? As well as each character having their own story, they all have their own gameplay style. Sonic is a speed race, rush to the end levels, inspired from his 2D counterparts. Tails is a level where you have to race through Act 2s of Sonic levels, except for Speed Highway, which is Act 1, but that is a better level design for a race. Knuckles uses a radar to hunt for 3 Master Emerald pieces in each level. Amy's being chased by a robot stalker, kinda like Mr. X from Resident Evil 2, but you know, Mr. X will kill you and Zero won't. Oh no, he's right there, he's right there, he's right there! Ow! Gamma is a shooter. You can lock onto multiple targets and use his gun to take out enemies. The more enemies you shoot in one combo, the greater time increases. Big's gameplay is... Yep, this is as deep as it gets. Eldarin, do you have anything to add?
Hey SL, thanks for having me back on. And we're talking about Sonic Adventure? Oh man. You've pretty much hit the nail on the head, but I gotta say there really is nothing like Sonic's gameplay in this. It is so satisfying being able to hit and create your own skips and shortcuts. The developers really gave the players the toolkit and let them run wild with how they wanted to approach each stage, much like the Genesis games in this regard. And that's why I believe this game is so beloved among the fans. I could go on for hours about this, but I also want to quickly touch on my second favorite playstyle in this game, being Amy's. I just love how satisfying this is, as you can really manipulate the physics and momentum in this game to launch yourself to different areas and make your own skips. It is the definition of rewarding. Of course, there are a few tweaks in a potential remake I would do to her gameplay, like making her accelerate from a stop a tad faster, but I really hope her playstyle comes back in future games. Speaking of this game being beloved by fans, I wonder how the reviews were.
Everyone loved Sonic Adventure, with the lowest review score I found being a 78%, for criticized for its below average voice acting. It was something new at the time, not excusing it, just putting it out there. Also, I kinda did my own video where I voiced over Sonic and Tails' story myself and hopefully did it better. Go look in the description. Thank you, shameless plug. Okay, let's move on. After the Japanese release of Sonic Adventure, Sonic Team split into two dev teams like the old days. One part stayed in Japan to make new series like Phantasy Star Online, while the other moved to San Francisco to work on new projects like the localization of Sonic Adventure and the development of Sonic 2. The environment around Sonic Team USA was so inspiring they decided to put it in Sonic Adventure 2. In fact, to quote Azuka, he says, "We see a lot of beautiful images here in San Francisco every day, and we wanted to apply those elements in the game." Okay, skip a bit. We're really inspired by what we see in the city. The obvious thing that comes to mind is City Escape and Radical Highway. But also, Rouge and Tails driving levels are named after real San Francisco highways, as well as Mission Street, where you can destroy tiny three-wheeled cars. These were made to resemble San Francisco traffic wardens who often gave the developers parking tickets. As well as that, Sonic got a brand deal with Soap Shoes, mailed to grind on rails for some cross-promotion. The story of Sonic Adventure 2 was a lot more contained and intertwined in Sonic Adventure 1, but that's actually to this game's benefit. You get to play as two teams, each having 3 playable characters. The heroes team consists of Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. I guess you can count Amy, but she isn't playable, so... The villains consist of Dr. Eggman and 2 newcomers, Shadow and Rouge. Sonic and Shadow have Sonic's gameplay from Sonic Adventure 1. Tails and Eggman have Gamma's gameplay style, but there's no timer this time. Now a higher emphasis on the score counter and how many enemies you can lock into one combo. Rouge and Knuckles have the treasure hunting from SA1, but oh my god, what did they do to the radar?
Give me that shit! You don't need that fucking garbage anymore!
The story of Sonic Adventure 2 starts when Eggman breaks into the military with a gun. Breaks in to uncover a research project that his grandfather was working on. This research project was the ultimate life form, and turns out it was Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow tells Eggman to gather the 7 Chaos Emeralds and to meet him on the space colony Ark. In the process of collecting the Chaos Emeralds, the military mistakes Shadow for Sonic, and starts a plan to arrest Sonic. Sonic is arrested on Prison Island. Tails and Amy both team up to save Sonic. While all this is happening, Knuckles is looking for the pieces of the Master Emerald as it is broken again, this time to protect the Master Emerald from being stolen by Dr. Eggman. It's not just Knuckles looking for the pieces though. A treasure hunter by the name of Rouge the Bat, who wants all gems in the world to be hers, are also looking for the pieces so she can claim the Master Emerald for herself. Amy and Tails are able to break Sonic out of, you know, in-universe Alcatraz, and eventually cross paths with Knuckles. While on Prison Island, Shadow, Eggman, and Rouge, who had joined their team as a double agent, had actually stolen 3 of the Chaos Emeralds, making the villain's total Chaos Emeralds now 6. They used the 6 emeralds to power the Eclipse Cannon and give a demonstration to Earth's leaders what they could do if they get all 7. Sonic and Tails hack the call that he has with the President of the USA, and find his secret base. The heroes break into his base and find a shuttle up to the Ark. Tails brings a fake Chaos Emerald with him which can reverse and cancel the effects of the other Chaos Emeralds. Yeah, don't question it, it's a Sonic game. Sonic on his way to the Eclipse Cannon gets a call that Amy is actually being held at gunpoint. Yeah, I'm not kidding, gunpoint. Sonic races back to Eggman to save Amy and Tails. Unfortunately, it was all a trap to blast Sonic into the cold depths of space. Assuming Sonic is dead, Tails wants to avenge Sonic's death by killing Eggman then and there. While all this is happening, Knuckles collects the last few pieces of the Master Emerald, so does Rouge, and they have a little squabble match to decide who gets the Master Emerald.
Stop fooling around and give me back my emeralds.
What are you babbling about? You call yourself a hunter attacking a lady? Shame on you!
What kind of lady goes around stealing gems anyway?
Because Rouge falls, even though she has wings. This game is weird.
Keep your hands to yourself. Don't touch me.
Is that how you say thanks to someone who just saved your life?
Saving my life. Don't think I owe you one. You just wanted to hold my hand, didn't you? That's why you saved me. You're such a creep.
This isn't a joke, you know. Think what you want, Batgirl. I was saving the Master Emerald.
No matter what you say, it sounds crazy.
I'm sorry if I hurt you.
We should get going.
The canon ending is actually the villain ending when they get all 7 Chaos Emeralds and power up the Eclipse Cannon. Because of this though, a warning starts to play throughout the ship from Gerald Robotnik's grandfather. Collecting all 7 Chaos Emeralds and using them in the Eclipse Cannon was just going to summon the ultimate lifeform prototype, which would send the Orc crashing on its course to Earth. Sonic and Shadow need to use the power of the Chaos Emeralds to stop the ultimate lifeform prototype. Shadow initially just wants to see the world burn, but due to his friendship with Gerald's daughter, Maria, actually makes him reconsider. As Maria was dying, Shadow thought she wanted revenge against the people on Earth, but when he actually remembers everything she said, it turns out she wanted him to protect the Earth. Remembering the true promise with Maria, he teams up with Sonic to stop the Ultimate Lifeform prototype, and they manage to actually save Earth. The fight is too much for Shadow to handle though, so he falls down to Earth and dies. Or does he? Dun dun dun!
Sonic Adventure 2 is my favorite game of all time. Coming back to it, going through the 100% process, and playing it even afterwards is such a blast. No matter if it's the speed, treasure hunting, or mech stages, they are all so fun. Throw that atop having an absolutely fun and crazy story, and then that amazing soundtrack, it really makes the recipe for a load of fun. I also love how well the speed and treasure hunting characters control, and while I absolutely adore the mech stages in SA2, I would definitely widen the targeting range and turning speed of them in a remake, as it can be a tad inconsistent at some times. But other than that, it's absolutely fantastic.
The only kind of negative review I found was this mixed review, as someone who clearly doesn't know what he's talking about, as there are many videos and articles debunking this in detail, as well as this user who just needs to plainly get good. With another successful game under their belts, Sega needed to go bigger and better than Sonic Adventure 2. Some people were expecting a Sonic Adventure 3, but what we got instead was Sonic Heroes. According to Izuka, he called it Heroes instead of an Adventure 3, in hopes that people who didn't play the other adventure games would still buy it. Whether this was intended to be Sonic 3 or was just another game mission, we don't know. But it was still set around Heroes' release. With the Dreamcast now sleeping with the fishes, Sonic Team needed this game to be multi-platform. They used the Renderware engine to port the game from GameCube to PS2 and Xbox, but it didn't do its job well as the PS2 was much lower quality than all the other versions. Sonic Heroes have a lot less contained and more streamlined story. This led them to be more creative when they were designing the levels. Each team all consists of 3 members, each having their own story, and all come together at the end, and sometimes meet in the middle. Team Sonic consists of Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. They get a letter from Eggman taunting them to come put a stop to his plans. Team Dark consists of Shadow, Rouge, and Mega. They want revenge on Eggman or answers from him. Team Rose consists of Amy, Cream, and Big, who are on search for Sonic, Chocola Chow, and Faggy. Finally, Team Chaotix, who consists of SBO, Charmy, and Vector. They get a suspicious request for their services. Critics and fans alike note that the levels in Sonic Heroes are a lot more creative than in either of their prior adventure games. This is due to a less constrained and more streamlined story, allowing levels to not fit a specific level theme. The gameplay has you control 3 characters at once, which you can freely switch between. Each characters have their own strengths and weaknesses. Speed characters can go fast, homing attack, and use their speed to their advantage. Flight characters can fly for a short time but are drastically slower. Power characters can break through ruins and launch allies at enemies. This game was not as well received as Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 due to the multiple glitches and design flaws, but it was generally positive.
I don't really have much to add in terms of Heroes, because SL, you did a fantastic job. But it certainly is a fun time in my opinion, just not on par in terms of the games of prior regarding the quality and polish. I do hope one day we get a remake that would add this polish to the game, as on paper, it's excellent and would probably be my favorite 3D Sonic game. When I mean polish and quality, I would change the scenery of the other non-team Sonic stories so they're a lot more varied, not feeling like you're going through the same level over and over again, but rather different areas in the same larger quote-unquote zone per se. I'd also rework the Chaotix missions completely since, well, extinguishing 50 torches is not what I call an enjoyable experience by any means. SL, let's just say that you missed a stage where I literally spent 30 minutes on. Yes, you skipped 2 hours of hell. And also, in terms of the fly and power characters, I'd have them be able to switch in mid-air from gliding to flying, and also give the fly characters a tad more of a glide when running out of flight. It would make the gameplay a lot more smoother in my opinion than the more abrupt stops and kind of stalling that happens when you're in a fan or something like that.
Okay, well I haven't played this game yet, so I feel bad reviewing it. Eldarin, you want to take this?
Yes, I will take this. Shadow is one of those games that's an absolute blast if you're a fan of the world and lore of the adventure games. It's so fun going back and delving deeper into the lore of that world, along with revisiting some cool locations like the Ark. I actually really enjoy the gameplay of this game, as it feels a lot more refined compared to Heroes in terms of control and rail grinding. The gunplay is also really fun in my opinion. Shadow is not a game I'd recommend to a newcomer to the franchise by any means, and its story is quite crazy, but honestly, if you roll with it, it's really fun. I will say though, I don't get the inclusion of the vehicles, they're downright useless most of the time. The levels, also minus Metropolis although it's a fun level, aren't very repetitive as they include missions that add some variety so it doesn't feel like you're going and doing the same thing over and over again. Whether that's a straight shot to the goal ring, collect a certain amount of objectives, or kill a certain amount of enemies. These also have implications into the story, which I always found really cool. And while having a much darker tone overall and more grungier levels, I could say, they still keep that same brightness and Sonic-y flair with the over-exaggerated proportions to buildings and such that still make it feel like it's in the same universe as say Sonic Adventure or Sonic Adventure 2. This soundtrack also slaps. I'm a big rock fan myself, and hearing a lot of the same musical tone carried from those adventure games, but with a tad more grunge to it is an absolute pleasure. I'm a big fan of tracks like Lava Shelter and Lethal Highway personally. And with that, I just really enjoy Shadow. Thanks so much SL for having me on, and I'll hand this back to you.
Okay, now that Eldarin's gone, maybe the games from here on will be amazing to review. Eldarin, I'm sorry, please come back. I think it's fair to say that Sonic 06 isn't the most functional game, as if it wasn't a stretch to claim.
Am I supposed to like hit these? I get it. Okay, I'm not, this is not what I'm supposed to do, but... Wait, what? Did you guys see that? That was amazing. That was amazing.
This game had one of the most troubled developments ever. Technical bugs, broken physics engine, and the development cycle in general. Before getting into it, I want to stress, I have not played this game, but from several playthroughs in stream I have seen, this game is worthy of being called an adventure game. But it deserved the flack it got back in 2006. At the beginning of development, the game was planned to be on the PS3, Xbox, and Wii. Wanting this game to be a Wii game, motion controls were worked on. Early Wii motion controls. Already a bad sign. Since Sega fucked over Sonic Team, prepare to hear that a lot coming up later this video by the way. Sega wanted this game to be out for PS3 releases. As well as that, the team learned porting Sonic 06 to the Wii would be near impossible. So Sonic Team split into two. Half of them continued their work on Sonic 06, and half of them continued to develop this new Wii game, which turned out to be Sonic and the Secret Rings. If you don't remember from part 1, Yuji Naka was trying to distance himself from Sonic ever since Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but he was always pulled back to Sonic Team somehow. But now he was done with Sonic for good and left Sonic Team and Sega. Makes me wonder whatever happened to it. Oh. The story of Sonic 06 is like Sonic Adventure 1 and oh, holy crap, this is long. Okay, speedrun time. Okay, the story starts with newcomer Silver, who explores his home, which is a fiery hellscape. He and his friend Blaze defeat a fire monster, and then they meet a hedgehog called Mephiles.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Memphis, Tennessee.
Meat files. I should have guessed.
Sorry, Mephiles. He couldn't resist. Miss leads Silver into believing Sonic is the reason why their future is ruined, and killing him will save it. He sends all three of them back in time to the present day where a fire festival is being held. Eggman kidnaps the Princess Soliana, which is the game's location. He kidnaps her to learn the secret of the disaster. Believing she is the key, Sonic swoops in and saves her. But she gets kidnapped every 5 minutes, so Sonic isn't really that good at his job. Meanwhile, Shadow's breaking into Eggman's base on behalf of Gun. Breaks in to give Rouge backup. Rouge seals the Scepter of Darkness, which is where Mephiles is being sealed, and he sends Shadow and Rouge to Silver's fiery future. Sonic encounters Silver's, but is kept from killing him by Amy. Sonic teams up with Tails and Knuckles and reach Eggman's base, and Eggman does the same to Sonic that Mephiles has done to Shadow. Meanwhile, Silver is wondering killing Sonic is right since he has so many friends who like him. After hearing Blaze give some words of encouragement, they continue on their quest and Silver meets Sonic again, and he gets kidnapped again. Silver almost kills Sonic again, but this time Shadow comes to the rescue. Silver and Shadow are sent to the moment the flames of disaster are created, and turns out it's the fusion of Mephiles and Iblis that causes the fusion to explode. Shadow tracks down Iblis and uses the Scepter of Darkness to seal him, therefore that's why he looks like Shadow in the present because it took the form of the one person who could stop him. Silver tracks down Iblis and can't stop him, so it's sealed and released by her late father. Iblis is only going to be released once Elise cries. Sonic saves Elise again, Shadow stops Mephiles, Silver saves his future, until Mephiles travels back in time, breaks out of the Scepter, kills Sonic so Elise cries, and then fuses with Iblis and makes Solaris. We don't talk about this again, and the tree heads up stops Solaris. Finally done. The announcement that development had begun was in April 2008. It was intended to be SA3 prior to the contrary belief that I had heard and believed it wasn't this garbage or this dumpster fire. The game was being worked on under the title Sonic World Adventure, however as development progressed it became too different from the adventure games to be called Sonic Adventure 3. This is when the game became Sonic Unleashed. It's kind of funny how it wasn't called Sonic Adventure 3 because for us to get a Sonic Adventure 3, we were told that the gameplay had to advance so far from Sonic Adventure 2. Yeah, kinda ironic, huh? The game was released on Wii, PS2, and with a HD version on the PS3 and Xbox 360. As I only had Sonic Unleashed, I will only be referring to the SD version in this video. If you want to see someone play the HD version, my friend Eldarin from earlier in the video live streamed his first ever playthrough of Sonic Unleashed, so if you want to go see the HD version, go watch his streams. There are even cool people like me in this live chat. Anyway, on to the analysis. The story starts with Sonic breaking into Eggman's base, and he apparently can go supersonic at one point. Eggman uses his
Galaxy Brain, activate!
outsmart Sonic to trap him. Eggman breaks the planet apart to awaken an evil being called Dark Gaia, and make Sonic a werehog. I'll get to that later. As he plummets to his death, he breaks his fall by landing on this thing. He gets amnesia, and Sonic needs to name some chip due to his love for chocolate chips. They learn that at night Sonic becomes a werehog. They find Tails and request his help. He suggests meeting Professor Pickle, who, after being rescued, gives him guidance, tells Sonic he must go around the world restoring the Chaos Emeralds back to normal, and with them, the world. And Amy's here too. When you have 6 of the emeralds restored, that's when Chip gets his memory back. Okay, Spoiler alert, if you have not played this game, go play it now. It's one of the best Sonic stories ever and you will not regret it. You have 5 seconds to click off the video. Okay, don't say I didn't warn you. Chip is Light Gaia, a counterpart to Dark Gaia. He got amnesia due to being forced to wake up by Eggman breaking the world apart. This is also the reason why Dark Gaia is so angry. When he reached Eggman Land or restore the 7th Chaos Emerald, Sonic loses the ability to be the Werehog. That's because Dark Gaia took all the energy that made Sonic the Werehog back. Chip calls all the temples you visited to form a giant being used to play Punch-Out and then have the classic Supersonic final boss. At the end of the game, Chip sacrifices himself to fulfill his purpose, to keep Dark Gaia at bay.
I'll never forget you.
So how's the gameplay? Well, this game has 2 different gameplay styles referred to as night and day. The day levels are a return to SA1 and 2 philosophies, behind levels with a new mechanic, the boost. I've heard the boost team criticize games like this, in every subsequent game, but here I believe it's actually pretty done well. The main problem with the boost is that it's a press a button to win system. In this game there are several pits or traps to stop your path, so you must be careful for your boosting. As well as that, in the SD version, you need to collect rings to actually make the boost gauge larger so you can boost them more. The night levels are a first for the series and take a beat-em-up approach, with platforming challenges mixed in here and there throughout the levels. You see, the thing is, controlling Sonic over Wii Remote and Nunchuck is easier said than done. You can go Unleash to boost the damage and increase your speed. You can also use your rings to recover health, but this isn't something I would personally go out of my way to play because I have to swing my arms to throw punches and that makes them tired really, really fast. As well as that, there are better beat-em-ups like, Persona 5 Strikers, Fire Emblem Warriors. Sorry, I like games that run well. I understand my complaints are just with Unleashed and not Unleashed, and I'm pretty sure the combat's a lot more fun with a controller, but even then, it's not the best game I've ever played. Great Sonic game, but not a great fighting game. Now I wait for the comment section to kill me. Oh boy, Sonic Colors. I made a whole video roasting the ever-loving frick out of this game's remake, based purely on trailer footage, so go check that out if you want to. As the remake is out now, no, my opinion has not changed. To me, this is still a half-baked, thought-out remaster, but, back to the actual Sonic Colors. I hate it. Development began shortly after the completion of Sonic Unleashed. Well, they were planning on keeping the core elements of Unleashed, but Sonic Team and co-developer of the DS port, DIMS, wanted a balance between speed and platforming like the Genesis games. The team decided to make Sonic the only playable character. Why? And to omit any gameplay gimmicks like the sword or the Werehog. Again, why? The game is planned to be on the Wii and the DS due to the success of Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. The plan was to use an interstellar amusement park as an interplanetary is too small. An interplanetary, let them be more creative. Using Disneyland as visual inspiration, they set to work planning the planets. This is when the Wisps came in to diversify the gameplay without slowing it down. After this double spawn of the game, Sonic Team knew it would be impossible to please everyone, so they decided to appeal to children. Specifically Mario fans, but you see, this is when the design of Sonic as a character starts to contradict itself. Sonic was literally made to rival Mario, not appeal to his audience, but okay, I digress. Maybe this game's good. And the writers are the show of Happy Tree Friends, and they're... oh no. They were chosen so both kids and adults could be drawn into it, but they failed in that regard. The script was meant to appeal to your kids and core fans. Your core fans are teenagers now. Appealing to kids doesn't help you appeal to your core fans. As well as that, the Sonic X cast was scrapped, so the new cast came in and they were given no voice direction on their characters, so the voice acting was a total flop. The game was announced in a blog post on May 26th, and demos came out at E3, Tokyo Game Show, and other gaming bits events up until the release. The story of this game is that Eggman's built an interstellar amusement park in space and has captured an enslaved alien race known as the Wisps because they generate what's referred to as hyper-go-on power. It's supposed to use the power of the park and its secret weapon to mind control away. Like an idiot, someone left the keys in the elevator's ignition, which gives Sonic and Tails an all-expense-paid trip to the park. Sonic goes up and stops Eggman. That's really it. Kinda boring, IMO. This gameplay is what Sonic Team themselves call as a refinement of Unleashed Day Stages. In a sense, yes, I see where they're coming from, but let's see, Unleashed Day Stages are around 3 minutes max, okay? So now we take the 7 zones, multiply that by 2 for 2 acts, and then oh, that's only 42 minutes. Okay, let's assume that you get a D on every level. That'll add like 2 or so minutes to each level. Yeah, the game won't even take an hour to beat. So in this game, every area has 5 acts, 3 of which last a minute at most, and a boss battle. Tropical Resort and Planet Wiz, Sweet Mountain and Aquarium Park, Starlight Carnival, and Asteroid Coaster all share a boss. This is just incredibly lazy. At least the wisps in this game were fun. I feel like some should have been power-ups, like Hover could have just been Sonic's Lightspeed Dash, and Spikes could have just been a better introduction to the parkour than a game later on in this video, but they delegated that to a wisp. The development of Sonic Generations began in 2009 when Togashi Iizuka realized they had no anniversary title in development for 2011. An internal survey was held asking employees of all Sega branches in Japan, America, and Europe what their favorite level from each Sonic game was. After ranking the employees' favorite levels, the survey was made public among fans. Rumors of the game started to take service in 2010, and the game was released on the 18th of April 2011 with a 3DS port in May 2011, and the console port on PC on the 11th of October 2011. Imagine if it had been released in November, then it would have been 11/11/11. The story is very simple. There's a nice change of pace after 06 and Unleashed. It's Sonic's birthday. So wait, how is he still 15? Shouldn't that make him 16? His party is crashed by a mysterious figure, and he sends Sonic to a place devoid of all life. He runs through this new place and brings life back to it, and revives Tails. Sonic runs off to the next area, Tails meets a younger Sonic, and he also runs off to this new place. The two Sonics meet up and team up to bring life back to the areas and uncover past Eggman and present Eggman have teamed up together with this new figure called the Time Eater, a mysterious figure that crashed Sonic's party. The two Sonics use all the Chaos Emeralds they brought life to throughout the game, and use their super forms to stop Eggman. Okay, on to the gameplay. This game is a 2D and 3D hybrid, with Act 1 being a 2D level and Act 2 being a 3D level. Classic Sonic gameplay has a spin dash and item crates you get from the Genesis days, while Generations is a boost game with all the modern Sonic abilities we know and love, like Lightspeed Dash, Stomp, Zoom, and so on. Every 3 levels you fight a boss, and an optional rival race. Okay, I understand Metal and Shadow, but Silver, didn't any feud we have be settled after Sonic 06? But the console and PC versions got generally good reviews with a score of 77 and 78 from Metacritic and Game Rankings respectively. The console version got no more than 1% lower than that. After experimenting with the 3DS for Sonic Generations, Sonic Team wanted to make a game that would fully utilize the 3DS's features. Development began shortly after the 3DS and PC ports of Sonic Generations. Sega claims they wanted to make the next Sonic game on the Nintendo console due to Sonic's success in Nintendo consoles, but I'm not an idiot. It's because they signed an exclusivity deal with Nintendo that guaranteed the next 3 Sonic games would come out on the Wii U. These games were Mario and Sonic at the 2014 Olympic Games, Sonic Boom, and Sonic Lost World. It's not like being on the PS4 or Xbox would have saved Sonic Lost Worlds from its fate, but I digress. The story of Lost World is that Sonic and Tails are chasing Eggman with these 2 Klingons who have an animal capsule. It gets dropped in a world called the Lost Hex, and Sonic chases down to save the animals. This is home to the Deadly Six, the absolute worst villains ever made in Sonic franchise, and maybe just in terms of gaming in general. They all have one character trait which isn't funny or interesting, and they don't even make sure their plans are carried out. Eggman has a conch he uses to keep them under his control, and then Sonic kicks it out of his hand.
I'm a compassionate man.
That shell looks like trouble.
Hold on a second. Sonic! I think that thing in Eggman's hand
Gone! Eggman's shell is gone.
Idiot! They forced the team up to fight a greater evil. Unfortunately, Sonic Team pulled the big bad plotline we should all stop doing because it's predictable. But no, Sonic Lost World isn't that game. Sonic and Tails get in a fight, and then they just get over it.
Please remind me.
Tails, we need Eggman to shut down his machine.
And you don't trust me to do it.
What? No! I trust you, Tails. It's just that...
No, you don't. You trust Eggman more. Do you know how much that bites?
I do trust you, Tails, but the whole world's in danger because I did something stupid. Do you know how much that bites?
Actually, nothing bites more than having to listen to this dreadful conversation.
Eggman, you bite!
Eventually, Sonic reaches the Deadly Six base and stops them. And then find out Eggman was the true final boss all this time, and then Sonic stops him. The gameplay of this game takes place on cylindrical, tube-like platforms. This game in terms of gameplay had stuff I like and dislike. I like that the levels are more based on exploration now with how wide and open they are and all the alternate paths you take. But all you can collect is red rings. Collecting one does nothing. You have to collect every single one before something happens, and all it is being able to go supersonic. While, yes, that's a cool reward, I feel like it's not necessary. I know I don't want to go through collecting all the red wings to just go supersonic. I like that Sonic can do parkour, but it's difficult to learn the controls too, and it's only used in specific sections of the levels or in the 2D sections. I don't like the wisps in this game. They have no purpose being here. The only one I can see having actual purpose is the drill wisp. Laser isn't needed to advance in the level. While hover is used to chase a line of rings, why don't we just have the lightspeed dash instead? I also don't like the multi-homing attack. On enemies it's fine, as that means you can take out more enemies at once, which is fine, but they make the bosses pathetically easy. You can take out a boss in 2 hits with this multi-attack thing. Also, I want to touch upon the voice acting. I know I say this all the time, but they did not give this their best effort, it's obvious. I have acting experience, and if I gave a performance like that, I would have been removed. And if you don't want to believe me, listen to this cutscene and tell me the cast did their best.
Clips and reprogrammed a supercomputer using dishwashing detergent and a toothpick. I'm not even gonna need the detergent for this one.
Eggman! Man, when I get my hands on you guys, the only thing that's gonna get conquered is your face, Eggman!
Oh, always your answer to everything, Hedgehog. If you wish to create a cataclysmic explosion that will incinerate everything within 100 miles, please smash away.
So, there's no off switch?
No, not anymore. I need to get to the machine and reprogram the shutdown sequence. I'll supply the brains. You will supply the brawn I need to get past the Zeti.
Oh, and you're asking so nicely.
Good one, buddy.
Thanks.
Man up, Tails.
I can appreciate what Sonic Team was going for, but the execution was not there. Maybe with a bit more thought, planning, and voice direction, this wouldn't be as bad, but none of those 3 things were there. This game! How do you make a game this bad? I know I'm gonna get into it, but get ready for some bullshittery. This game began development around the time Sonic Lost World was finished development, but I don't believe that, because that would have given this year a 4-year development period, and I don't buy that. It was first revealed in 2016 as part of Sonic's 25th anniversary under the name Sonic Project 2017, and it's made by the Colors and Generations team. They were behind it because apparently they hadn't made a game themselves in some time, and planned to include fan favorite characters and 2D sections. According to the team, the avatar was made because angsty 10-year-olds wanted to make their own character and universe. Or, you know, you can do what I did and ask an artist friend and just wait a few days, instead of playing a bad 2-hour game. The first part was made by Azuka, with Shun Nakamura stepping in once the game felt more defined. They wanted to change Sonic's normal string of victories and add a bit of despair into the game when Sonic saves the world from. The team also wanted to express character development for the avatar. Then don't strip away all the character they already had! Everyone feels like a Shaska themselves. Sonic tells every freaking one! Infinite was introduced to be a secondary villain, where the characters will interact with multiple times, and give fan favorite characters more screen time. So by fan favorites, do you mean Eggman, who I do agree is a fan favorite, and I guess Silver? I mean, Silver can definitely be a fan favorite, don't get me wrong, but like, then why does he only say one line to Infinite? He just says one line and then gets his ass kicked. Can we not have like seen a better fight instead of them like just dashing at each other? Silver, you have telekinesis, use it! Silver needs more screen time, guys. The story of this game is that Eggman's finally done losing to Sonic and goes all out. Ooh, who's gonna tell him how this game ends? Sonic comes in and supposedly saves the day, but a new villain, Infinite, summons illusions of past enemies and they all gangbang Sonic. Sonic's taken prisoner on the Death Egg and tortured for 6 months. He looks and acts perfectly fine! You mean to tell me he was tortured for 6 months and it's perfectly fine? Meanwhile, all his friends go form a resistance group to fight Eggman's army. Knuckles and Amy are leaders, the Team Chaotix are the ones who actually do shit, Silver's a realix, and then there's you, and you suck. Okay kid, you want to survive in the Sonic universe, you say nothing, do very little, don't even think about having a character. Now get out there and... crap, he already died. You somehow save Sonic. Well, Sonic actually saves himself, you just gave him a way to get off the ship. You, with the help of this hellspawn, save the world from Eggman once again. There are 3 gameplay styles in this game. The modern 3D Sonic levels with boost gameplay, and honestly just a hold down the button to win, and there's a homing attack and stuff, but it's kind of redundant when you can just boost through the level. This is the Avatar, who can equip different kind of Wisp-ons, which allow him to use one type of Wisp. He can use Burst for a multi-jump, be able to go underground, and so on. But you can only use the Wisp that matches your equipped Wisp-on. Well, yes, this encourages replay value. All you can collect is red rings for a reward that's not worth it. Just like Lost World. And then there's Classic. Look, I made a whole video on this little son of a bitch. This guy already got the time to talk about. He even showed up in the Generation segment. I am done talking about this. So yeah, this game turned out to be mediocre. All I liked was the Avatar. And the Avatar levels, whose OST is actually pretty good because he got a vocal theme for all their levels. While I'm on the topic of music, I actually want to give a special mention to Infinite's theme, which is actually pretty good, all things considered, about Infinite as a character. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching and checking out this video. It means a lot to me that you come and actually watch my videos. So thank you so much for coming and checking me out. Huge shout out to Eldarin for popping on this video and, you know, co-commentating at the beginning of this video. So thanks so much to this guy. His channel will be in the description and the end cards. So thank you to him. Also, he's the one who supplied footage for Heroes and Shadow the Hedgehog. So unintentionally, I may have used his streams with his permission, of course, but yeah, the Heroes and Shadow section and that 06 glitch were all from his streams, so you should totally go check him out. He's an awesome dude. Thank you guys for coming and checking out my video. It means a lot to me. Go check out my other stuff. I do non-Sonic stuff as well. I do stuff like Kingdom Hearts and like Crash Bandicoot. I do a ton of other stuff, and there's gonna be more series coming to that in the future. Just Sonic's one of my favorites, so I gotta talk about him a lot. But I've kind of gotten everything I need to say. But thank you guys so much for coming and checking me out, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.